Maybe you're lying in bed right now, exhausted but unable to rest. The day is finally over, but your mind hasn't received the message. The room is quiet. The lights are dim. Everything around you seems still. Yet inside your head, the thoughts keep moving. One concern leads to another. One unanswered question creates 10 more. One burden becomes a weight you can no longer ignore. You have carried so much today. Responsibilities, decisions, conversations, expectations. And now that the distractions are gone, the exhaustion is catching up with you. Maybe nobody realizes how tired you really are, because from the outside, you kept going. You smiled when you needed to smile. You handled what needed to be handled. You showed up for everyone else. But deep inside, you're running on empty. If that's where you are tonight, I want you to know that you are not alone. And more importantly, God sees exactly what you're carrying. So for the next few moments, don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about finding all the answers. Don't worry about fixing everything tonight. Just allow yourself to be here. Allow yourself to rest in God's presence. Allow yourself to breathe. And together, let's bring this weary heart before the one who understands every thought, every burden, and every silent struggle. God, tonight, I come before you with a mind that feels exhausted. I come to you carrying thoughts that have been weighing on me for far too long. I come to you with questions I cannot answer, concerns I cannot solve, and burdens that feel too heavy for me to carry alone. You know exactly what has been happening inside me. You know the thoughts that have kept me awake. You know the worries that have followed me throughout the day. You know the fears I don't talk about. You know the pressure I put on myself. And you know how tired I truly am. Sometimes it feels like my mind never gets a chance to rest. Even during the quiet moments, something is always demanding my attention. A problem that needs solving, a decision that needs making, a fear that keeps returning, a situation I cannot control. And after a while, it becomes overwhelming. Lord, I confess that I wasn't created to carry this much weight on my own. I wasn't created to hold every answer. I wasn't created to control every outcome. I wasn't created to live with constant worry. Yet so often I try. I try to manage everything. I try to prepare for every possibility. I try to protect myself from every disappointment. And in the process, I become exhausted. Tonight, I am laying down that burden before you. Not because everything is suddenly okay. Not because every problem has disappeared, but because I recognize that you are God and I am not. You see what I cannot see. You know what I do not know. You are already present in the situations that are causing me anxiety. You are already working in the places where I see no solution. You are already holding tomorrow in your hands. And that means I do not have to carry tomorrow tonight. Father, thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for staying close even when my thoughts become chaotic. Thank you for not turning away when I feel overwhelmed. Thank you for understanding the struggles I cannot put into words. There are moments when I feel mentally drained. Moments when I feel like I have nothing left to give. Moments when even small tasks feel difficult because my mind is carrying so much. Yet even in those moments, you remain faithful. You remain near. You remain my refuge. And tonight, more than anything else, I need that refuge. I need your presence to quiet the noise. I need your peace to settle my heart. I need your strength because mine feels depleted. I need the comfort that only you can give. So as this prayer continues, help me release what I have been holding too tightly. Help me surrender the worries that have stolen my peace. Help me loosen my grip on the things I cannot control. And help me remember that I do not have to face this night alone. Because even here, in this quiet room, with all of these thoughts and all of this exhaustion, you are with me. And as I remain in your presence, I am ready to begin letting go of the weight that has been living in my mind for far too long. Father, as I sit here in your presence, I realize that much of my exhaustion comes from carrying things that were never meant to rest on my shoulders. I have been carrying tomorrow before it arrives. I have been carrying outcomes I cannot control. I have been carrying fears that may never happen. And little by little, the weight has become too much. Tonight, I don't want to carry it anymore. I don't want to spend another night trying to solve everything in my own strength. I don't want to spend another night trapped inside endless circles of worry. I don't want to spend another night believing that everything depends on me. So right now, I choose to surrender. Not because surrender is easy, but because I trust that your hands are stronger than mine. Lord, there are situations in my life that I cannot fix. There are questions I cannot answer. There are doors I cannot open. There are people I cannot change. There are circumstances that remain outside of my control. And for so long, I have allowed those things to steal my peace. I have replayed them in my mind, analyzed them from every angle, lost sleep over them, carried them into every part of my day. Yet none of that has given me peace. None of that has brought me rest. None of that has made me stronger. So tonight, I place those burdens before you. I place before you every situation that is causing me anxiety, every problem that feels impossible, every uncertainty that makes me afraid, every concern that keeps returning to my thoughts. I give them to you, one by one, because you are the God who never becomes overwhelmed. Nothing surprises you. Nothing catches you off guard. Nothing is too difficult for you. While I am limited, you are unlimited. While I am uncertain, you are all-knowing. While I am weak, you remain strong. And that truth brings comfort to my heart tonight. Father, teach me how to trust you more deeply. Teach me how to stop carrying responsibilities that belong to you. Teach me how to release the need to understand everything. Teach me how to rest in the confidence that you are already working, even when I cannot see it. Sometimes I want immediate answers. Sometimes I want immediate solutions. Sometimes I want complete certainty about the future. But faith doesn't grow through certainty. Faith grows through trust. And tonight, I choose trust. I choose to trust that you are guiding me. I choose to trust that you are protecting me. I choose to trust that you are making a way, even when I cannot see the path ahead. I choose to trust that you have not forgotten me. Even now, as I pray, I believe you are doing something inside my heart. I believe you are loosening the grip of fear. I believe you are calming the storm of overthinking. I believe you are teaching me to rest in your presence, because your presence is safer than any answer this world could give me. Your presence is stronger than my fears. Your presence is stronger than my worries. Your presence is enough for this moment. And tonight, I don't need to have everything figured out. I only need to stay close to you. I only need to remember that I am not facing this alone. I only need to remember that the same God who carried me before will carry me again. If this prayer is speaking to your heart, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and join this community of faith. Together, night after night, we bring our burdens to God and find peace in His presence. Father, thank you for listening to every prayer, even the ones I struggle to put into words. Thank you for receiving the burdens I place in your hands tonight. And as this prayer continues, help me move from worry into trust. Help me move from striving into surrender. Help me move from exhaustion into the peace that only you can give. Because the more time I spend in your presence, the more I realize that I do not need to carry what you are already carrying for me. Sometimes, Lord, when my mind becomes overwhelmed, I start believing that I am facing everything by myself. The worries feel bigger, the fears feel louder, the future feels uncertain, and before I realize it, I begin focusing more on the storm than on your presence. But tonight, you are gently reminding me of something I need to hear. You have not left me, not for a single moment, not during the difficult days, not during the sleepless nights, not during the moments when my faith felt weak, not during the moments when my thoughts felt out of control. You have been here all along, even when I couldn't feel you, even when I couldn't see what you were doing, even when I wondered why the answers weren't coming. You were still here. Father, thank you that your presence is not dependent on my emotions, because there are nights when I feel strong, and there are nights when I feel completely drained. There are days when faith comes easily, and there are days when doubt tries to creep into my heart. Yet through it all, you remain the same. You remain faithful. You remain loving. You remain close. Tonight, I choose to stop measuring your presence by my emotions. Just because I feel anxious does not mean you have abandoned me. Just because I feel tired does not mean you are distant. Just because I don't understand what is happening does not mean you are absent. You are still here, right here in this room, right here in this moment, right here in the middle of every thought that has been overwhelming me. And that changes everything, because if you are here, then I am not alone. If you are here, then fear does not get the final word. If you are here, then anxiety is not my master. If you are here, then there is hope, even when I cannot see it yet. Father, I thank you for the countless times you have carried me through situations that once seemed impossible. There were seasons I thought would break me. There were burdens I thought were too heavy. There were nights I thought I would never get through. Yet somehow you brought me forward. You sustained me. You strengthened me. You remained beside me. And tonight is no different. The same God who helped me before is helping me now. The same God who comforted me before is comforting me now. The same God who made a way before is making a way now. I may not know how everything will unfold. I may not know when the answers will come. I may not know what tomorrow holds, but I know who holds tomorrow. And that truth allows my heart to breathe a little easier tonight. Lord, there are moments when my thoughts become so loud that I forget how powerful your presence truly is. I focus on the problems. I focus on the uncertainty. I focus on the things I cannot control. But tonight, help me focus on you. Help me remember your faithfulness. Help me remember your goodness. Help me remember that no burden is greater than your power. No fear is greater than your peace. No problem is greater than your wisdom. And no situation is beyond your reach. As I sit quietly before you, I can almost feel the weight beginning to lift. Not because everything has changed, but because I am no longer carrying it alone. You are carrying it with me. You are walking beside me. You are strengthening me. And little by little, your peace is replacing my fear. Your comfort is replacing my anxiety. Your presence is replacing my loneliness. Father, thank you for meeting me here tonight. Thank you for drawing close to me when I needed you most. Thank you for reminding me that even in the middle of mental exhaustion, I am still deeply loved, fully known, and safely held in your hands. And as this prayer continues, help me move even deeper into that peace. Help me rest in the certainty that no matter what tomorrow brings, your presence will be waiting there before I arrive. Father, as I continue resting in your presence tonight, I ask you to do something that I cannot do on my own. Renew my mind. There are thoughts that have lived in my head for far too long. Thoughts of fear, thoughts of doubt, thoughts of failure, thoughts that tell me I am not enough, thoughts that make me question the future, thoughts that leave me feeling discouraged and defeated. Tonight, I bring those thoughts before you, because I know that not every thought deserves a place in my heart. Not every fear deserves my attention. Not every worry deserves my energy. And not every voice deserves to be believed. Lord, help me recognize the difference between the lies that create anxiety and the truth that brings peace. When fear tells me that everything will fall apart, remind me that you are holding my life together. When doubt tells me that I am alone, remind me that you are always near. When worry tells me that the future is hopeless, remind me that you are already waiting for me there. When my mind becomes filled with darkness, remind me that your light has never stopped shining. Father, there have been moments when I have been my own harshest critic. Moments when I focused only on my mistakes. Moments when I magnified my weaknesses. Moments when I forgot how much grace you have shown me. Tonight, help me see myself through your eyes, not through the lens of fear,
not through the lens of anxiety, not through the lens of failure, but through the lens of your love, because your love speaks a better word over my life. Your love reminds me that I am not abandoned. Your love reminds me that I am not forgotten. Your love reminds me that my value is not determined by my struggles. Your love reminds me that even in my weakness, I am still deeply loved by you. Lord, replace the noise in my mind with your truth. Replace confusion with clarity. Replace fear with courage. Replace tension with peace. Replace heaviness with hope. I know this transformation may not happen all at once. I know some battles take time. I know healing is often a journey. But tonight, I am taking one more step toward you. One more step away from fear. One more step away from overthinking. One more step toward the peace that you desire for my heart. And with every step, I trust that you are changing me from the inside out. Father, thank you that my mind does not have to remain trapped in exhaustion forever. Thank you that you are able to bring peace where there has been chaos. Thank you that you are able to bring light where there has been darkness. Thank you that you are able to bring hope where there has been discouragement. Even now, I sense you working within me, gently,
Patiently, faithfully, you are teaching me that peace is not found in controlling everything. Peace is found in trust in you. Peace is found in staying close to you. Peace is found in remembering who you are. And tonight, I choose to remember. I remember that you are faithful. I remember that you are good. I remember that you are strong when I am weak. I remember that you are present when I feel alone. I remember that you are working even when I cannot see it. If you're praying with me tonight, write "God is with me" in the comments below. Let that simple declaration be a reminder to your heart that you are not facing this battle alone. Father, let those words become real in my life, not just something I say, not just something I hope, but something I truly believe. Because the more I focus on your presence, the less power fear has over me. The more I trust your promises, the quieter anxiety becomes. The more I rest in your love, the lighter my burdens feel. And as this prayer continues, help me keep my eyes fixed on you, not on the storm, not on the uncertainty, not on the fears that try to steal my peace, but on the God who is greater than every single one of them. Father, tonight I also bring to you the pressure I place on myself, the pressure to always be strong, the pressure to always have the answers, the pressure to keep going even when I feel exhausted, the pressure to meet every expectation and never fall behind. Sometimes I carry these expectations for so long that I forget you never asked me to be perfect. You never asked me to carry the entire world. You never asked me to pretend that I have unlimited strength. You only asked me to trust you. And tonight, that is exactly what I want to do. I want to trust you with the things I cannot fix. I want to trust you with the future I cannot see. I want to trust you with the battles I do not know how to fight. I want to trust you with every part of my life that feels uncertain, because I am learning that trust brings a peace that control never can. The more I try to control everything, the more exhausted I become. But the more I surrender to you, the lighter my heart feels. Lord, teach me to release the need to have every answer tonight. Teach me to rest without feeling guilty. Teach me to stop carrying burdens that you are already carrying for me. Teach me to believe that you are working even during the moments when I cannot see any evidence of it, because so often you are doing your greatest work behind the scenes. You are opening doors I cannot see. You are protecting me from things I do not know about. You are arranging circumstances in ways I cannot understand. And while my mind focuses on what is missing, you remain focused on what you are building. Father, help me remember that my story is not finished. This season is not the end. This struggle is not the final chapter. This exhaustion is not my permanent condition. You are still writing my story. You are still healing, still restoring, still strengthening me, still leading me forward. And because of that, I have reason to hope. Even when I feel tired, even when I feel discouraged, even when I feel mentally drained, hope remains alive because you remain faithful. Lord, let that hope grow stronger inside me tonight. Let it rise above my fears. Let it rise above my doubts. Let it rise above every anxious thought that tries to take root in my heart. And as it grows, help me step into the peace that you have been offering me all along. A peace that is not dependent on circumstances. A peace that is not dependent on answers. A peace that comes from knowing you. A peace that comes from being held by you. A peace that rests in your presence. And as this prayer continues, help me move deeper into that rest. Help me loosen my grip on fear. Help me silence the voice of anxiety. Help me hear your voice more clearly than any other voice tonight. Because your voice brings comfort. Your voice brings healing. Your voice brings life. And your voice is exactly what my weary mind needs to hear. Father, as this prayer comes to an end, I feel different than when I first arrived here. The problems may still exist, the questions may still remain unanswered, the future may still be uncertain. But something inside me has changed. I am no longer carrying these burdens by myself. I have placed them into your hands. And tonight, I choose to leave them there. I refuse to pick them back up. I refuse to spend the rest of this night trapped in endless cycles of worry. I refuse to allow fear to sit on the throne of my heart, because that place belongs to you alone. Lord, thank you for meeting me here tonight.
Thank you for listening to every word. Thank you for understanding every emotion. Thank you for seeing every hidden struggle. Thank you for caring about every detail of my life. Even the details that seem small. Even the worries I feel embarrassed to admit. Even the thoughts I cannot fully explain. You know them all. And you love me completely. Father, as I prepare to rest, I place this night in your hands. Watch over my home. Watch over my family. Watch over the people I love. Protect us through the hours ahead. Let your presence surround us. Let your peace fill every room. Let your comfort cover every anxious heart. And if fear tries to return during the night, remind me that you are still here. If worry tries to wake me, remind me that you are still in control. If anxious thoughts try to pull me back into exhaustion, remind me that I am safely held in your hands. Lord, I pray for the person listening to this prayer right now. You know exactly what they are carrying. You know exactly what has been weighing on their mind. You know the battles they haven't told anyone about. You know the tears they cried in private. You know the fears they hide behind their smile. Wrap them in your presence tonight. Let them feel your love. Let them feel your comfort. Let them feel the peace that only you can provide. Replace their anxiety with calm. Replace their fear with faith. Replace their exhaustion with strength. Replace their heaviness with hope. Father, help us remember that we were never created to carry tomorrow before it arrives. Tomorrow belongs to you. The future belongs to you. The answers belong to you. And because they belong to you, we can rest. We can breathe. We can trust. We can sleep knowing that the God who watches over us never sleeps. Tonight, I release every burden. I release every fear. I release every unanswered question. I release every anxious thought. I release every heavy concern. I release everything into your faithful hands. And in exchange, I receive your peace. I receive your comfort. I receive your strength. I receive your presence. I receive the assurance that I am never alone. Before you go, if this prayer blessed your heart, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who may need God's peace tonight. And if you're still listening, write "I trust you, God" in the comments as a declaration of faith. Father, thank you for carrying what I cannot carry. Thank you for staying close when my mind feels overwhelmed. Thank you for being my refuge when life feels heavy. Thank you for reminding me tonight that peace is not found in having all the answers. Peace is found in being with you. So now I choose to rest. I choose to trust. I choose to let go. And I choose to place my mind, my heart, my future, and my life completely in your hands. In Jesus' name, amen.